Hi, and welcome to Saturday Night Convos, where we will be discussing trending topics, the latest things going on in the world, and whatever might be happening in our own lives. Nothing is off the table here. So pull up a chair, grab a drink, and join us for a Saturday night conversation. This is Saturday night. All right, welcome to episode 3 of Saturday Night Convos. I am Reagan.
And I'm Ashley.
And as I said, this is episode 3, Ashley. Except if you're listening to this next week, because we upload a week, or we record a week in advance.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're listening to this and you haven't listened to the 2 previous, you should go back and listen because they're not there right now. We've been having technical difficulties and it has been driving me insane. My goodness. Okay, so originally, when we started this, I uploaded it to YouTube because I figured that's the easiest way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to be on different platforms as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I cannot for the life of me figure out how to create an RSS code from our YouTube channel, Ashley. I have no idea.
Sorry, I can't help.
I have scoured YouTube and all of the links and all of the videos are outdated past 2020.
Okay.
And apparently YouTube updates their algorithms quite often. So and I uploaded it to SoundCloud, which is fine. SoundCloud is great. But then I found this other platform. I was like, oh, okay, well, this is free.
Mm-hmm.
So why not use it? So I uploaded it for those of you out there. It's called Launchpad. It's a subsidiary of Podcast One, and it's supposed to help creators who are just getting started with a free platform to be able to stream their content. Except episode 2 dropped today, and I went to listen to it, and I could not listen to it anywheres. And I was like, oh my goodness. So we are going back to SoundCloud.
Which is funny because you sent it was on there. It's just it's so confusing.
I don't know if it's the way the file is saved. I have no idea what it is. But on all of the platforms, you can't listen to it except for YouTube. So if you are listening to this on YouTube right now, we probably haven't fixed the problem. Hopefully you're listening to us on, Apple Podcasts or SoundCloud or wherever we end up. But if you have any suggestions, internet people, please send us an email. Okay? Yes.
Email, we know how to work.
Yes, exactly. It's very simple. The email address will be in the description box below. Anyway, so that has been my thorn in my side today. But whatever, we're here. We're recording another episode, so yeah.
How was your week other than technical
difficulties?
Frustrating.
It was good. I registered for classes this week.
That's exciting.
Yeah. It's actually doing it that was the problem. I'm like,
believe me, I understand.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yes. So it's basically been an all-week affair that I've dragged out because I've been procrastinating.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still not done. See, the problem is I'm applying to both Teachers College and to the School of Audiology. And so Teachers College, I'm applying to the secondary stream, and my teachables would be history and family studies.
Okay.
But the problem is, so you need 5 full history courses. Well, I have 4.5. So technically I only need half course more.
Mm-hmm.
But my Canadian history grade isn't the greatest. I passed the course. I got a 67 in that class. So I'm like, I really should upgrade it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to take that course again. And there's no other real Canadian history courses that are being offered. So I'm kind of like, do I just leave it and maybe take a course through Athabasca? Or ignore it altogether because my average will still be high enough?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So I've been gnawing on that all week.
No, I know what you mean. You're like, why take Canadian history when I already took it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like there was a second Canadian history course available, but I think it's full now. So yeah. Yeah. But yes, okay, so this week too. So originally when I decided I wanted to go back, I was told by the people at Western. So you can Google Western University if you want. I don't care because these people piss me off. So I was told that since I had pursued other education, I would have to reapply as a new student. I couldn't go back as a special student.
Okay.
So I reapplied. I went to my alma mater, King's, which is it's an affiliate of Western, so it's a separate university that operates within the Western system.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, well, you're in good standing, so you can register as a special student. And I'm like, wonderful.
So you paid a fee.
$135.
Yeah.
So this week I got a letter from Western. Yeah. And they said, congratulations, we would like to put you on the wait list.
For what?
To be a part-time student in the fall.
Yay!
Yeah, $135 just to find out that I'm waitlisted. Thank God I beat down the door at King's.
Oh my God. If you hadn't have done that and then you paid that fee and you got that letter, you would have been like so mad.
Yeah. Yeah. And especially considering like it's August 1st today. Mm-hmm. And so I would be waitlisted until probably the end of the month, beginning of September. By that point, there's no courses available to take.
Yeah.
I'm like, seriously, you idiots. Yeah. So that yeah, that happened this week.
Yeah. That's a thank you, Western.
Exactly, right? Like, I paid you however much money from a friggin' degree, and yeah.
Thanks for waitlisting me.
Thanks for waitlisting me, absolutely. But otherwise, the week was okay. It's just another week.
It was another week within quarantine.
Exactly.
Coming out of quarantine.
Yes. Well, we are in stage 3 now, so we can do more. So, yes, there's that one. But, I mean, I think the movie theaters reopened today.
Oh, that's exciting.
So, I mean, if I wanted to go see a movie, which I don't.
that option.
Oh, my goodness. My dad was like, they're opening again. And I said, well, that's nice. I can watch the same movie on the TV down here.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't really want to go to the movies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How was your week?
So, for all the internet people out there, if you have had any kind of exposures to COVID, I feel you. So this week, to be precise, 4 a.m. on Monday, my partner gets a text message or, finds a text message on his phone because he has multiple phones. Like one work and then one personal. So on his personal phone, he finds a text message from a coworker saying, "Hey, I have COVID."
Oh, wow.
So, or I tested positive for COVID. And I'm like, So what does this mean?
Yeah.
So on Monday, we all got tested for COVID. So myself, my partner, and my 4-year-old. So I don't know if anybody out there has taken their 4-year-old to get, or their child to get tested for COVID. It's not fun. Like literally, I was like bear hugging him
Oh my
while a
goodness.
nurse shoved like
Oh.
a needle, like the
The
swab up
swab,
his
yeah.
nose, and like they're like, it just feels like you have water in your nose. Can I be specific? It's literally they held a swab up my nose for 7 seconds. That's not water.
No.
Are you serious? That's not water.
Yeah.
I felt like I wanted to sneeze for 2 days.
Wow.
So yeah, that was the start of my week. And I didn't sleep after 4 a.m., let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found out I was negative, which was awesome on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Doug Ford, for, doing more testing and getting the results
Absolutely.
quicker.
Yep.
And we really didn't go anywhere till like Thursday,
Mm-hmm.
and we were kind of self-monitoring still.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, all around super glad that we're negative, but yeah,
So you're all negative now.
we're all negative.
You're all negative now. Good.
It was just a very large scare.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been an interesting week.
Yes, I can. Well, when you texted me, I was like, oh shit. Like, because last week we were talking about how, you are in the same boat as a lot of other parents who are trying to decide if they keep their kid home or send them to school. I was like, oh shit. Like, I was
Yeah.
praying for you guys because, I mean, there's other people that are experiencing this, but when it's close to you, like,
Yeah,
it can be scary.
You know what's funny is, well, it's not really funny. So we found out Monday, and like I saw family over the weekend, right? I saw my like I had a family dinner. I like saw my partner's family. I went for a walk with my best friend, and like so I saw quite a few people. And so I then had to tell all of those people.
Oh my
So
goodness.
the funny part was my best friend had just seen her cousin's baby. So it was like, oh my God, what if I had it, she passed it to her cousin, and it was like, oh my God. So I was like, here, you take this information, you do with it as you want. So she's like, we're not going to tell her. We're not going to tell her till you get your test back. And I'm like, it's perfect. Like, I called everybody when I found out I was negative. Funny thing was, I live in a very small, like, town.
Yeah.
So, for all the internet people out there. So, I called my dad. Let him know when I got my test result. My dad then would tell... It ended up getting back to not only, like, my best friend did not tell anybody. He told no one. It got back to her mother-in-law. Because my dad told people.
Oh my goodness.
Because I've told people on the internet that I grew up in an agricultural community. My best friend's also in the agricultural community. So say my dad told my cousin told his mom, my aunt called my best friend's mother-in-law. My best friend's mother-in-law texted my best friend. So right, like, everybody found out. So then, like, so
oh
like,
my goodness.
told like bare number of people.
Yeah.
But, like, people found out. They're like, did you know Ashley almost has COVID? And I'm like, how do you know?
Oh my goodness.
And like, legitly, people got sent home from work because of this scare.
Oh my goodness.
Like my nieces got sent home from work
No way.
at town jobs. I'm not kidding.
Oh my goodness.
Like,
Wow.
I'm like, this, like, we don't know if we have it.
The rumor mill was turning in Stars Hollow.
Yes, I'm not kidding.
Oh my goodness.
So this was quite a, I'm like, how
Mhm.
how does this person know? And then
Mhm.
like I called my best friend and I'm like, hey, did you tell somebody? And she's like, I didn't tell anybody. This person told somebody. I was like, I'm like, oh my god, my family.
Oh my goodness. That's hilarious.
So that was my week.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Some people.
And I'm like, we don't even have it.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Call me and ask.
Yeah.
You see this thing? It's called a phone. It rings. So yes, I'm fine. We are
Good.
showing no symptoms.
Good. So, did your partner have to stay home from work until he got his test results back, or how did that work?
So because two of the other people that where he works were not working, like
Mm-hmm.
they were on vacation already, and because he's an essential service,
Okay.
they were working. Like him and another person were working. It's
Okay.
just the person that is obviously positive was not.
Was not right.
So,
Gotcha.
but everybody who was working there like
Right.
got tested.
Right.
And like they came in and fogged the place and like
Yeah.
and so
Yeah. Wow.
it's fun.
That's scary. I heard, you know what? I heard something this week that down your way, it's not the agricultural, like the migrant workers that are the problem now. It's the community spread that's happening. That's the
We have
problem.
a high low German spread right now.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
low German speaking spread. But again,
Yeah.
right, like
Yep.
we
Yep.
can't you can't point fingers
No,
at,
no, you can't.
right,
No.
like, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's within the community right now, so I'm not really leaving my house.
I don't blame you.
Yeah,
Quite a week.
it,
I'm
it was just funny
speechless.
how I would be like, doing stuff, and then all of a sudden my phone would ring and it would be like, update, this is what's going on now, and I'm like, people. But yeah,
People, chill. It's all
exactly.
good.
I don't know if we're positive. It also doesn't help, right? Because like I already have like anxiety going on because I'm like, I don't know what's going on, and then you have like the rumor mill
Yeah.
like spreading, and
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
people, like, just, I get it, there's like anxiety around it, but let's just like relax until we know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that was my week.
It's quite a week.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, you don't have to experience that again.
I hope not.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully.
I feel for people who are positive and who have to go through that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely.
yeah.
All right. Well, what do you want to talk about this week? What do you think?
I talked about COVID. That
We
was
talked
more
about
than
COVID.
enough.
Okay, well, let's move on from COVID because I want to talk about food labels. I have a
Okay.
thing with food labels right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So food labels, I mean, they're good, right? They tell you what's in it and, the fat content and everything else. But when you find something and you really like it and you think it's good for you, so you keep eating it, right? And then you look at the label and you're like, oh, it's not so good for me, right? Okay. So a couple weeks ago, my dad is on this like healthy food kick to improve his diet, and he doesn't like peanut butter.
Okay.
So I bought him Nutella. See, but in the commercials, it's like it's a hazelnut spread, like, right?
Yeah, but you can like it so much that you eat more of it, right? Like,
yes, that's true. Okay, but anyways, so he didn't touch it at all. So I started like putting it on like naan bread and apples.
Mm-hmm.
But I found, so generally if I have peanut butter with apple, I find I'm full because of the protein in it, right? So I had Nutella with an apple one day, and I was still like hungry. I'm like, why? I don't understand. I looked at the food label. There is like 1 gram of protein in it. Okay, so that was kind of my first inclination. This week I compared the labels, which was a really bad mistake. I read the whole Nutella label.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the first ingredient of Nutella is sugar.
That's why it's so sweet.
Yes. Do you know what the first ingredient of peanut butter is?
No.
Peanuts. Yes. Peanuts.
Well, that's why it's so high in carbs.
Peanuts. Yes. But still, it's better than sugar.
Yeah.
Right? Because generally the first thing that's on a label, that's the highest content.
Yeah.
So then I looked at the nutrition facts. For 1 tablespoon of peanut butter, there are 80 calories.
Mm-hmm. I did know that.
And like 2, 3, 4 grams of protein.
Mm-hmm.
I believe. If I'm misquoting, I'm sorry. For 1 tablespoon of Nutella, it's 100 calories and 11 grams of sugar.
That's so much.
I'm like, oh my goodness. So that ruined
Nutella for you?
Nutella for me. Yes. Yeah. And I was like, seriously, why did I read the label? Yes. So it ruined Nutella for me. I've been eating more peanut butter. I don't know what to think because Nutella's really good.
It is really good, but I don't know.
It's the first 3 ingredients are literally sugar, powdered milk, and modified something another. And then it's hazelnuts.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like,
you know what else because I'm kind of on a nutrition thing too. I bought almond butter.
Oh.
So I've been putting that in. Actually, I just bought it yesterday. So I put it in. You know how many calories are in 1 tablespoon? You want to cry.
150?
No, it's 100.
Yeah, it's like Nutella.
But still, I'm like, that is a lot of calories compared to peanut butter. Where I'm like, what peanut butter for 1 tablespoon?
Yeah.
If you're doing a piece of bread, that's not that bad. Or toasting bread.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I put it in a smoothie today, and I was like, that's nothing. But it's right. I'm a vegetarian.
Yes.
So that's protein.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I'm like, that's nothing. So yeah.
So as a vegetarian, I've always kind of wondered this: what other sources do you get your protein from?
I eat a lot of eggs. I ate 3 eggs today.
Oh wow! Wow, that is a lot of eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you do
tofu? Just because pardon?
Do you do tofu?
I do. I bought tofu last week. I haven't touched it yet, but
okay.
I'm not against tofu. My sister eats tofu, so I've ate it when she's ate it.
Is it good? I've always kind of wanted to try it, but
it takes on what you cook it in.
Huh.
Cook it with.
Interesting.
So
interesting. You know what else was ruined for me this week? So I really like tzatziki.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been eating a lot of tzatziki, and I've been buying it from Farm Boy.
Okay.
Which is like a local grocery store here. But I was looking on the internet to make my own, and the recipe I found used Greek yogurt. And I always assumed that since the tzatziki was so thick, it used Greek yogurt. I read the label, and it has sour cream in it. I was like, sour cream's not that bad, but I was like, there goes another thing, I thought. The food labels are ruining like my eating habits now.
I feel like it's just ruined.
It's out the window. It's gone.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. It's horrible. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So that's my take on food labels. I mean, they're a necessary evil, I get it, but I don't like them right now.
No, I get you.
Yeah.
It's like reading labels on chips. I just wouldn't want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would ruin it for me. Should read them. Do I want to? No.
No. Okay, are the baked chips better than the regular chips?
I think so, because things that are baked are better than things that I think.
The next time you go to a grocery store, you should compare the two labels and find out.
Should.
You should. Okay, so I forgot to tell you last week about my parking lot exchange that almost happened.
Okay,
so I am very much into photography, and I ordered a new to me camera, and I've been waiting for it. And after I ordered it, I thought, well, what if I posted my current camera on the Facebook Marketplace and try and sell it? So I have it's called like a super zoom. So it's a power shoot camera, but it has the extended zoom lens. I've had it for like 5 years and I absolutely love it, but it's on its last legs. The last time I was using it, the screen was like going blurry and turning pink, and
let's post this and see how much we can get for it.
yeah, well, see, that happened after I posted it. Okay, so I posted it on Facebook and I got like a whole bunch of like different like messages about it. There was a lot of interest in it. And I messaged like the second guy back and was like, yeah, sure. Like he wanted to give me $60 for it, and I was like, okay, sure. Now I will say a lot of the people that were like messaging me, I looked at their Facebook profiles and they looked like kind of like those like sketchy like Facebook profiles, you're just not 100% sure about the people.
Not somebody you want to meet at a parking lot.
Right. I'm pretty apprehensive to ever really sell anything online. I watch a lot of like crime shows and I pay attention to the news. I know what happens to people, who go in willy-nilly. Yeah. So this guy, he wanted to give me $60 for it. I was like, okay, sure. So he messaged me a few days later and he was like, when do you want to like do business? And I said, okay, well, I can meet you on Saturday. That's not a problem.
Is that what he said? When do you want to do business?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's weird.
Yeah, okay. So I guess. I mean, I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. I don't care. So I was like, okay, well, I can meet you somewhere. Like, just, tell me when. And he's like, oh, I don't actually live in the city. I want to have my friend pick it up for me. So apparently this guy lives in Strathroy. And he apparently doesn't have a car. So he wanted his friend to meet me and do the exchange. And at first I was kind of like, this doesn't feel quite right, but okay. Like I just kind of responded. I said, I can meet you in, this parking lot at this time. And he's like, okay, can I have your phone number?
No.
I didn't respond. And I sat on it for like 24 hours. And my gut feeling was just like, this is bad news. All I kept seeing in my head was like flashbacks to the crime shows. And I finally messaged him the next day. I'm like, I'm sorry, but I'm just too attached to my camera right now to sell it. And I left it at that. But it was it was so creepy. Like, just to meet like a random person in a parking lot
Mm-hmm.
to exchange a camera for some money. I was like, I don't know how people do it all the time. I mean, the last time I sold something, I sold my e-reader to like this nice middle-aged lady,
Mm-hmm.
but like, yeah, just between looking at like different people's profiles and knowing that I was meeting some random person, yeah, I just had to call that one off.
No, I think that's understandable. There's too many like weird variables.
Yeah. But I just couldn't get over the fact he wanted me to meet his friend because he couldn't, you know, he didn't have a way to get into town. I found that funny. Creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I usually like go with someone or like, yeah.
Well, see, and that's the other thing because I told my sister, and she's like, she was getting all anxious about it and she was making me anxious about it. And then I told my dad, and he's like, oh, well, you better watch out. You better take somebody with you. And it was just like, you're sowing self-doubt into me, but I'll let you sow it into me this time. But my new camera arrives on Tuesday, so I'm very excited.
That's exciting.
I just have to get a lens for it. And I don't want to wait another 3 weeks, so I might just order it off Amazon instead of buying it used.
That's exciting.
I know. I'm so excited.
I think we all have those stories though where you're like, should I buy this? Should I not?
Mm-hmm.
Or like, should I sell this? Should I not?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so one of my friends, her dad is really into like Kijiji, buying stuff online, and he buys everything through Kijiji. And the stuff that he
Very
okay,
cool.
sorry.
Very cool.
Yes, tennis or badminton. I like badminton too. Put them in his car and drive back. I think they did about 10 trips, and then lay them again in his own driveway. He is like a king at doing all this. And I told my friend, I was like, does he ever worry about like the creeps that might be out there? She's like, oh no, he just does it. I was like, okay.
I don't know. I'm really apprehensive about one like posting stuff on Facebook and like Facebook buy and sell or marketplace and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And Kijiji, like I think I would rather just donate some stuff. Like I don't know. It's just, to me, it's too much work.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
And then the physical, like actually having to go like do the physical like trade off. I don't know. It's just, it's too much work.
Yeah.
Like I have a kid swing in my front porch that I'm like,
you're just trying to get rid of.
I don't want it. But I also just like, you're gonna get like 50 freaking messages and then you're gonna have to go through it for what, a $5 swing.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It's not worth it.
Yeah but at least with kids stuff you don't really get the creepy people, I don't think.
Yeah,
maybe you still do, I don't know.
So my son upgraded beds I don't know, a year ago, 2 years ago, something like that. And so I was really proud of myself. I like sold it on like Facebook Marketplace or something, and the person asked if we would deliver it, and I didn't like think about it, but it was
Mhm.
like to like a migrant like house.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
And my partner was like not happy about it. Like, but I was super pleased because I was like pocketed like $150.
Mhm.
But it was creepy.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So like things like
Oh.
that, I'm like, that's
Mhm.
why I'm like, I'm okay just not doing stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I'm cheap, but sometimes it's not worth it to be
No,
that cheap.
it was just creepy. Like, I'm just
Yeah. Yeah.
awkward and
Mhm.
like I was trying to be like, oh, this is how things go. Like everything's here, and they were just like hushing me off, and I was like, okay, bye, bye.
Thank you for
I'm
your
like,
money.
yeah, thanks, bye.
Adios.
Yeah, sayonara. So yeah.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I can only imagine that would have been
Awkward.
quite, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah. By the way, I looked up
Mhm.
August 1st. You know, it is a national day of four things.
Of
Today
what?
is Universal Birthday for shelter dogs.
Oh, happy birthday, Athena. She was laying on the couch, but she moved off the couch, so.
Today is also National Girlfriend Day,
Oh,
National Mustard Day,
oh, okay. I had some mustard with my dinner.
and Spider-Man Day.
Spider-Man Day. Did you
My
celebrate Spider-Man in your house today?
I didn't look this up until like an hour ago, so no, I did
so,
not.
so your little guy didn't know it was Spider-Man Day.
No.
Is he into superheroes or
He's got Marvel shoes, if that makes a difference.
okay? I guess I don't know.
I don't know. He doesn't really understand all of them. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
he
yeah.
knows who Spider-Man is, but
Okay, well, happy Spider-Man Day.
thank you. Same to you. Happy National Mustard Day.
Perfect. Yes, thank you.
I just find it funny that there's a National Mustard Day.
There's a National Everything Day.
I know.
Like,
Like it's
yeah,
how
no.
people keep track of it. I don't know.
I would like to know who makes these things up.
I know.
Like,
Seriously.
yeah, yeah.
I personally find it very funny.
So do I. I watched John Lewis's Homegoing.
Mm-hmm.
So that Thursday was a write off because I honestly I don't know what it is, but I just love watching those those like pomp and circumstance moments.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I got into like American history. I have no idea why I'm such
It's
a
interesting.
It is because you know what? You have these two parallels of like the city on a hill that's trying to become something, but then you have this other group, right? And they're working against each other,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just the darnest thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
As they try to make this union work. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I know that I watched three former presidents eulogize the first black man who ever laid in the Capitol Rotunda. So there you go.
I heard Obama's speech was really good.
It was really good. Yes, and so was Bush's speech.
Mm.
I don't know. I think people give George W. Bush a bad rap. Looking back and reading his like memoirs and biographies and stuff, he didn't have like an easy job. Like the
No.
presidency or leading any country isn't easy, but during his time it was 9/11.
Yeah, exactly. He handled 9/11 and he handled it with, to me, grace.
Yeah.
Compared to like if you look at how like Trump's handling the pandemic, like
Mhm.
in all honesty, like if you put like Obama or
Mhm.
Bush in like Trump's role right now, I feel like, oh my God, they would have the country and they would be unifying it instead of.
Well, they wouldn't have a pandemic in the first place because they would have paid attention to it in November when they first knew about it.
Mm-hmm.
And not played it off until March and said, oh, golly gee, it's here, but it's going to go away. Don't worry. The thing that I like, I don't know. I just feel like when these past presidents come together, it's what's missing in the American politics today.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's like unity, all for one and one for all. And yeah, we have differing opinions, and that's okay. But we're still all American. We're still all for one country, one part, or one country, whatever. Divisible under God, or however it goes. But it's just, I miss it. I miss the calmness. I've had enough of this orange guy on the TV ranting and raving about everything under the sun, but what is really the problem. And I mean, even in Canadian politics, you look at what the conservatives, I can't even speak, the conservatives, it's a lot easier to say Republican. There needs to be questioning on the WE scandal, and there needs to be accountability. But the way that the party is handling it and the leader, Andrew Scheer, makes them look petty, and it makes them look vindictive.
I think everything Andrew Scheer does makes him look petty.
Yeah. I'm like, if they were in power, it would be the exact same thing as what is happening in American politics right now.
Exactly.
Right?
I have not been a fan of him.
No. And you know what's so funny is that during the last election, it was found out that he had American citizenship. And he said, oh, I'll renounce it. He lost the election, and I don't even know when the election was. It's August now, and he still hasn't renounced his American citizenship.
Yeah.
But yet he's going after Trudeau, who, whether he knew or not knew about his family's ties to this charity, I don't know. I'm going to take him on his word and say he didn't until, they told him. But, like, the hypocrisy drives me up the wall.
I think Andrew Scheer just keeps on talking. Like, he just talks and talks and talks, and
yeah,
I think there's very little validity behind what he says. Like,
yes.
He's a very typical politician.
Yes.
Where Justin Trudeau, I think he has he truly does care about what he says. He's not do I like him? No. Like, he's not, I didn't vote for him. He's not who I 100% but I would definitely take Justin Trudeau. How have you and your sister talked about the school plan for Southwestern Ontario?
A little bit. I don't know about people down there around you, but people here are leery. Okay. They are leery. Like, there was, my neighbor's doctor said, you guys shouldn't be going back. You've got teachers saying, oh my God, why are we going back? And I get it. But as I've said before, we are very blessed here. We need to take advantage, and we need to see this as a positive, and you have to go back. You cannot stay in your hole, in your bubble, until, I don't know, 2021. It's not healthy, and it's not healthy for the kids. So I think the nice thing, I mean, you're never going to make everybody happy, right? There's always going to be one person that is going to say something. But the government does give the option for kids to be in class or at home.
Yes.
And what I like about it is that the parents can't flip-flop. They have to choose one or the other.
Yeah, and there's going to be times during the year that they can't go back, I think.
I'm not sure about that. I know here the guidance that we've gotten is that parents have to choose if they are going online or in class by the 15th of August.
Oh, okay. I haven't got that.
Yeah. And they are committed to that. And if they choose to homeschool their child, but then want their child to return to school, they're then waitlisted. So there's no guarantee that they will be able to get into the school, right? So I like that aspect because there were some comments on Facebook about parents wondering, like, hey, if it doesn't work, can we just like flip flop? And I was like, that doesn't work, right? Because the whole point of cohorting students is to have that group of students together for the year.
Yeah, no, I do
Right.
agree with that.
Yeah. So that's the one positive I took away from it. But I think you'll see a lot of parents, because parents are so leery.
Yeah.
I think you'll see more kids being homeschooled this year.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just as easy if two parents are working. It's just as easy for them to homeschool their kids and hire a nanny,
Mm-hmm.
right? If they don't want their kids exposed constantly. So, yeah. What did you think of it?
See, we haven't like, because each school district's supposed to be putting out their plan, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen our plan.
Okay.
So, like, the plan that the province put out for 30 kids in a classroom makes me nervous.
Yeah.
So, just by that plan, Liam's probably not going back.
Yeah. You know what? I was talking to my sister last week because I was telling her, I said, oh, Ashley, I might, be homeschooling. Or she's not like too sure if she's going to send him to school. And, my sister, she said, if you can keep him home, keep him home. Yeah.
But, like, I haven't read anything about, like, the date that I have to, like, like, I haven't read anything about that because I haven't read anything from our school board.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, if you did keep him home, you could, I'm sure there's other kids his age, right, in his class or whatever that won't be going either. So, you could always, get two or three of them together and have that socialization, right, throughout. But it's a big risk, especially when, they're making everybody else wear masks, but not necessarily the K-3, which I get. I mean, right? If they're going to take them off and touch their faces, and I get that. But how do you socially distance 4 and 5-year-olds, right? And when they're constantly putting things in their mouths and acting like petri dishes of germs. Oh my god.
the look on your face, you're like,
kids. Oh my goodness. I promise I do want kids one day, but they're kind of disgusting too.
They are, let's be honest.
Just throwing it out there. Yeah.
Like, my kid goes, oh, mommy, I got my booger. And I'm like, thank you. And there's a wipey.
Oh.
Yes, I am that parent that continuously keeps on buying those Costco wipes.
Yeah.
And will for a while.
I don't blame you.
No.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? We went to Costco today. So pre-COVID, Costco on a Saturday or Sunday, the parking lot would be jam-packed. Like, you wouldn't be able to move your car. Today, I would say 2/3 of the parking lot was filled. Like, there was still room to move and, like, select a parking spot without having to be forced to go to a parking spot.
It's so nice when it's like that.
I know. Like, I'm not gonna lie. This season of life does have some silver linings in it.
It
like,
does.
A less busy Costco on a Saturday.
I would never go to Costco on a Saturday pre-COVID.
No, I wouldn't either. No. I mean, there's just not as many people, but it wasn't horrible today.
That's good.
People, if you're still with us, I swear we don't always talk about COVID-related matters. It's just what's happening. Sorry, podcast games. It's just what's happening right now, and I feel like everybody can relate because we're all going through it, right?
Exactly.
I mean, it's a common thread, unfortunately, right now that holds us together. So we are going to play a get to know you game because you need to get to know us a little bit better, and I think we can always stand to know each other a little bit better.
Absolutely.
I mean, we grew up together, but I mean, we're not mind readers. We don't know everything about each other. Okay, so I'm just going to say a topic and think of whatever comes to mind first, okay? Okay. What is your favorite sport? So either to play or to watch.
Baseball. To play.
Okay. What is your favorite sport to watch then?
Probably still baseball. Definitely not golf.
Interesting. So have you been watching the MLB?
No, I don't watch. If I'm gonna watch anything, it would be baseball. I don't like actually watch sports. No.
Okay, well, spoiler alert, the MLB is likely ending their season because I think it was 22 of the Miami Marlins got infected.
Oh, wow.
There's 2 more, or I think there's 5 people total on the St. Louis team now that are infected.
Oh my gosh.
At all of these teams except, get this, the Toronto team. So the Toronto team, when they came to Toronto, they had to quarantine at the Rogers Center.
Yeah.
They're the only team now that is actually taking this seriously. Everybody else is out partying.
Go Canada.
I know. All I can say is thank God the federal government refused the MLB's plan because, I mean, yeah. Anyways, my favorite sport would be hockey to watch.
Okay. And to play?
Kind of. What's your favorite game?
Just game in general? I don't know. I'm a competitive person in general, so it doesn't matter what it is. I just kind of just take it. Like, if it's croquet, I will do it, and I make it, I'll have fun with it.
I know at the beginning of all this, my dad and I played a lot of Scrabble. To the point that every night he would be like, "You want to play Scrabble?" And I'd be like, "Sure, another night of Scrabble."
You're like, great.
Yeah, I do. I'm not gonna lie though, I do like Scrabble. It works the brain. And I usually win against my dad, so that's not horrible either.
Or my friends and I played 5 hours of this farm game, and I was like, I don't know how we played it for 5 hours, but I'm like, yeah, it was fun, right? So any game, I'm typically I'm a competitive person, so
yeah. Oh, that's funny. Okay, favorite TV show.
I was really into Nashville for a while. Makes me want to go to Nashville even more.
Road trip. When's all the stuff's over? Maybe road trip 2022. How's that sound?
There we go. Jamaica and Nashville.
30th birthday trip to Nashville.
Oh, don't even remind me. So yeah, I really liked Nashville, and yeah, that's about it. Can't think of anything else off the top of my head.
Yeah, my favorite TV show. I guess CNN doesn't count. Let's say, I don't know. As you can tell, what I've been watching recently.
CNN.
Yeah, exactly, right? I liked, you know what? I did like Nashville. I enjoyed it up until they killed Raina off.
You know what? I don't think I got through the last season.
No, you know what? I got to the episode where they killed off Raina, and I bawled my eyes out.
I know. I was crying. It was sad.
But I like the thing I liked about Nashville was seeing like the way things work in that industry, right? With like the musicians and stuff. And so when I would go to concerts, I would like watch, you know, if we were sitting like off to the side, I would like watch them like tune the guitars and stuff. I was like, this is just like Nashville. It was really cool. Anyway, so yeah, I guess Nashville. I mean, I'm watching 19 Kids and Counting right now, but it sucks. So we can do a whole episode on like fundies at some point if you want, because I got a lot to say. Anyways, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. 19 Kids and Counting.
I know. I cannot believe it's still on the air. Like, and now all the stuff that's coming out about that family, like, what you see on TV is not what is reality.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The hours we spent watching the Crystal Ball YouTube channel.
Yeah. Oh no, I still watch it on and off. Although I find her voice kind of annoying. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a little bit high pitched.
It's high pitched, yeah. But I have been keeping up. Like I'll check once every couple days to see if she's posted anything about the Duggars, and I'll watch that.
I find the Duggars so, like, I used to find them interesting, but now it's more of like, I don't know. I just find them all like media, like, I don't want to call them media whores, but like, they just seem to do everything for ratings. Yeah. All of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I can't do it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. No. And this season has a lot of like the parents back on the show, and I'm like, no, you shouldn't. Not after what you pulled with your oldest, you shouldn't be on TV.
Like I watched, so on like my Facebook watch, I watched one clip where Ben and Jessa, they were going on a road trip.
Oh yes, yeah.
She's like, this is like a 3.5-hour road trip, and we're gonna go to a zoo, and this is some what's it called, like things that we do if we go on a road trip. And she's like, we pack snacks. I'm like, congratulations, really? If you go on a road trip, you pack snacks and you've got kids. I'm like, really? This is like, I'm like, why am I watching this?
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Like, and they were singing songs. I'm like, dying inside. I'm dying a little bit inside.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And it was just like the clip of the perfect family.
Yeah. Right. If you're curious about the Duggars and you haven't like seen Without a Crystal Ball, Google it, because it will change your perspective on these types of families.
Yeah.
Okay. What is your favorite color?
Typically purple.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Purple or mulberry pink. It's very specific, I know.
That is very specific.
But yeah. Okay, what is your favorite song?
Oh, that's a very okay. Here, I gotta go to my Spotify. It used to be, when I was younger, was Tim McGraw, Live Like You Were Dying.
Oh yes, yeah.
I like Stronger by Kelly Clarkson. That's kind of on my playlist. The Climb by Miley Cyrus.
I remember
Um,
that song coming out. I haven't heard it in a long time though.
it's kind of like it's just
It's encouraging.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
encouraging.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite bands is Canadian band High Valley.
Yes, I love High Value.
So their new EP that just came out has a lot of great songs on it.
Mm-hmm.
River's Still Running, Northern Star. So
Yeah.
anything that I loved
Yeah.
some of their songs.
Yeah.
So um but their favorite song that they've done, I don't even know. Just let me look. What's your favorite song? As I try and come up
Um
with mine.
so my favorite songs kind of change. I listen to the highway a lot
Mm-hmm.
on the satellite radios. So whatever's kind of trending there, I'll lean more towards. But Chris Tomlin, who is he's like a big Christian singer in the Christian world, but
Mm-hmm.
he got together with a bunch of people in the country world and they made an album. So he got together with like Thomas Rhett and FGL and Lady A. And
Okay.
so he came out with this album, and I think it's I won't say it's a title track, but it's the first track on the album. It's called Thank You Lord or something. But it
Mm-hmm.
is just, it's so upbeat. It's so just filled with just, it just makes you want to say thank you, Lord. I love it. I've been playing it over and over and over again the past like couple weeks, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So that's my favorite song right now, but in general, I like um Lady A. I like Thomas Rhett. I'm a big Thomas Rhett fan.
Mm-hmm.
FGL. A lot of country. Chase Rice, even though he was an idiot and hosted a concert. Yep, he did that. High Valley. Yeah. Yeah. Kip Moore.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Yeah. So, what was the song you were looking at?
Um, I don't know, really anything that they've done. Like,
Yeah.
but
Do you
like,
like their new sound or their old sound? So,
you
back
know
when it
what?
was the three of them or when it's two of them? No.
You know what? I would have to like I have their first CD,
Mm-hmm.
but I would have to say I like their newer sound.
Mm-hmm. No, I
But
agree. Yeah. Have you listened to their podcast with with Bobby Bones?
no,
You should. Okay, so look up when you get a chance. Look up, it's called the Bobby Cast. And they were like, so he's currently got 255 episodes. I
mm-hmm.
think High Valley was like somewhere between like 85 and 115.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So look
They're
for it.
just like really down to earth. And
They are, yeah.
I actually, funny story. So, back when, so this is going to be really redneck, but
Mm-hmm.
I was the Essex County Queen of the Furrow 10
Ah,
years ago.
yes. Yep.
And they came down and they were the headliners
Oh, okay.
the year that I was at the Queen of the Furrow. So
Mm-hmm.
I introduced them
Oh,
and met them.
cool.
I know. And then
Nice.
I think the year before I saw them in concert. But that was when there was the three brothers.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah.
I saw them. I've seen them twice. So I saw them a couple of years ago, and then Dawn and I went and saw them last year.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Yeah, last year. But the funny thing is, every time they come to town, they sell. I think it's half of the arena. And the first time, there were like Mennonites everywhere. All of the Mennonites from like a small town outside of London were there because They're good wholesome music, and they're also Mennonite.
They're also Mennonite.
But I just found it so funny that the Mennonites, come out to support their own. Yeah. Okay, next question. Why don't we do 2 more? Maybe 3, depending. Okay, what's your favorite book?
It would be Pride and Prejudice, or anything. I like it's a Christian author, Jeanette Oak.
Okay.
I like what she writes, or her name's completely escaping me. It's the same author who wrote Pride and Prejudice.
Jane Austen?
Jane Austen. I really like what Jane Austen writes.
Yeah. I haven't read a book in a while. You know what? Okay, so my 2020, I suck at New Year's resolutions, but my 2021 was to read through all of these books that I've had building on my bookcase. First week of 2020, I read, I think it was Max Domi's book. He came out with a book last year, and I got it for Christmas, so I read that. And then I was going to go on and read another book.
Okay.
I haven't touched any of the books since, and we're in August. Anyways, my favorite book, though, I would probably say, I remember reading The Secret Life of Bees and really liking that book. And also The Help. I really enjoyed The Help.
The Help's really good.
So, yeah. Yeah. But I definitely need to read more. Okay. What's your favorite season?
I would have to say fall. Specifically October. That's my favorite month.
Cool. I would have to say, you know what? I like spring and fall. I like seeing everything come alive. And then I love seeing the color of fall. So either one I'm good with, as long as it's not super hot.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Last question. What's your favorite kind of ice cream?
Moose Crunch Tracks.
I have to agree with that. I love Moose Tracks. Yeah. The last time we went for ice cream, though, I had this coconut ice cream. It was really good. It's really good. It was coconut swirl something. I don't know. Yep.
That does sound good.
We don't always talk about COVID. We like to have fun too and laugh. So come back again and listen. But thank you for listening. And hopefully by the time you're listening to this, our technical difficulties are solved. And you can find us on various platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, YouTube. Of course, if you go to YouTube, you just type in Saturday Night Convos. You'll find us really easily there. Really, really easily. Yeah, and if you have questions, comments, concerns, ideas about what we should talk about, you can email us at saturdaynightconvos@gmail.com. And also, if you know anything about getting an RSS code for your YouTube channel, you can also email that email address and let me know. I would really appreciate it. All right? All right, guys. Thanks for listening.
Have a good night.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.